Welcome, y'all.
What you say there, Tom?
Part 2.
Hey, to the
Part
Midwesterners who are listening.
That's right. What you think?
What you think? What you say?
What you saying, y'all?
Harold is camera switching, but y'all are in for a special treat because he also has a mic in his hand.
Oh.
So you never know what's going to happen when Harold has a mic.
I'm gonna save it for the perfect moments.
Are you?
That was excellent.
You're only going to speak when there's a perfect moment.
That's right.
I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, if I'm speaking, it is a perfect
You're
moment.
right. You're right. Tom, how are you?
I'm great.
I'm so glad you're back.
I am too.
I was-
I've been waiting for this.
I was worried after the first time and the mom threatened to cut the kid's penis off that you were just like, nope, I'm not doing this again.
No, it was a little intense, but you promised me a good story this time too, so
But this time there are no children involved.
good. That helps.
Well, I mean, there's a child because people have kids. But
Yeah.
There's no harm coming to any children.
Yeah, threatening of cutting off a penis.
Penises, not happening.
Peenie.
So, peni.
Peni.
So usually I do some pop culture at the beginning, but I know how much you love music.
I do love music.
So we're going to start the story at 2006. So I went to the Billboard Music Top 100
2006.
and just randomly picked some.
Okay.
Mostly songs that I like, so you may not like them. I don't know what your taste in music is.
Not true. Not
Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, not my
I love that song.
not my bread and butter.
Miss New Booty by Bubba Sparks.
I enjoy it, but I can't say it's on my Spotify playlist.
Okay. What Hurts the Most by Rascal Flatts.
I do like me some Rascal Flatts. That was the time right before I transitioned away from country music. So,
But that song is very sad, I think. I don't.
I mean, it's catchy
what
though.
Hurts the most.
Is being so close. I like that song. It's a
Okay.
good song.
How to Save a Life by The Fray.
Yep, that's a good one.
Now, of course, I didn't do all 100. This is my last one.
In 2006, that's where I ventured. By the way, was the Fray.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was your
the
jam.
thing. In 2006, that the Fray was about where I was at.
Okay,
So.
all right. I know you know this one, even though it wouldn't be on your Spotify playlist. Gold Digger by Kanye and Jamie Foxx.
Wrong on my Spotify playlist.
Is it?
That one is for some reason.
Awesome. So we do like a few songs this
Oh,
time.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. We're going to go to 2006 when we start the story, but I'm going to give you a little background on a couple things before we start. There is a website called Web Sleuths. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's a true crime discussion forum with over 16 million posts.
So pretty popular.
So I call the people that are on this website like armchair detectives. You know, they're what they do is they research cases on their own time and they go on this forum and they talk about it. Like, you know, we heard Bob shot so-and-so. This is what we found out, blah, blah, blah. So the woman that owns this site, her name is Trisha Griffith. She's going to come up a couple times during the story. What made her like true crime was when she was younger, back in the day, she got approached by Ted Bundy in a mall.
Oh.
And he wanted her to go to his car.
Oh.
She's like, he was nice looking and blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, I've seen Ted Bundy. I don't feel like he's really all that great looking.
It must have been the time and place.
I guess. Those big 70s collars that come way out.
He was so muscular, too.
I don't know. Tight t-shirts. It was that yellow VW that he drove that just screamed manly to me. Okay. Anyway, he asked her to go to his car for whatever reason. I need you to give me directions or whatever. And she was like, no, I'm not going with you. Good for her. But a few months later, she saw Ted Bundy on the news. And that's when she put two and two together. She didn't know he was anybody harmful when he approached her in the mall. But after that, she said she was addicted to true crime. She was obsessed with it. So when you ask Trisha what is the most noteworthy case or memorable case on their website, she says it's the disappearance of Abraham Shakespeare. Have you ever heard of him? No?
Not those two names together, but separately.
Not William Shakespeare.
Yeah, or
Abraham Lincoln. This is well after that time.
Someone is very artistic with naming their children.
Well, Abraham Shakespeare was born in 1966, which puts him a couple years older than me, which is old. Abraham dropped out of school after the 7th grade. Some sources say he left school to help support his family. His mom and dad were orange pickers. They lived in Florida.
Okay.
But other sources say that after he dropped out of school, he was in a state-run juvenile detention facility from 13 to 18. So take that how you want. Either way, whichever one is true, he didn't really have a very good child. You know, I mean, he had a hard life.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good situation for him either way. So Abraham is from Lakeland, Florida. Abraham worked in a barbershop, sweeping the floor, taking out the trash, cleaning the toilets, that sort of work. But even though he was doing this menial work, he was a hard worker and everybody at the barbershop liked him. So that's a little background.
Okay.
So here we are on November 14th, 2006.
Okay.
Florida Lotto jackpot was $30 million that day. Guess who won?
Abraham.
Abraham Shakespeare.
Good for him.
Won $30 million. No shit. Can you imagine?
Imagine the taxes on it.
Well, I'm going to tell you about the taxes on it. So I'm going to tell you about it in just a sec. But first, I want to tell you, Abraham was with a friend that day. His name was Michael Ford. He's going to come up again.
Okay.
He asked Michael, well, he went into the convenience store, bought a couple tickets. He came back out. He was like, hey, Mike, can I borrow another $1? Because I want to get one more ticket. Mike gave him $1. He went in, and that was actually the winning ticket.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He won $30 million, which was $17 million after taxes. I think I could live pretty comfortably on $17 million.
Yeah.
This is true rags to riches here.
Oh, for sure.
You know, one of Abraham's friends, pardon me while I take a sip. While I'm doing that, why don't you tell me what you're drinking?
So today we have, last time we were the Bumbu rum.
Yes.
This time, we are drinking the local Orange Crusher.
Local as in from
Rally Cap Brewery Company here.
Baton Rouge?
From Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Awesome.
So,
what's it taste like?
So it is a wheat ale with blood orange, and it tastes
Oh.
exactly like that.
Oh.
So it is actually my favorite wheat beer.
I love blood orange, so
It's good.
yeah.
It's good
I just
stuff.
do not like beer.
And
it tastes like beer.
Yeah, you at some point in your life you switch from quantity to quality, and that's where I'm at, and that's where where the rubber meets the road.
You go from drinking Mad Dog 2020 to like Perrier or whatever. What's that very expensive champagne?
I could not tell.
I don't know. Okay.
Anyway, a Brut maybe.
No,
I'm not a
that's-
champagne
that's
drinker.
not- I'm not
Champagne
either.
makes me tired. I don't
What's
drink
that
it.
super expensive one? Dom Perignon.
Dom
That's
Perignon.
it.
Yes, that's
Dom
yes,
Perignon.
yes.
Okay.
I feel like I'm still on quantity.
Are you?
That's
You don't.
okay.
Still-
You're just
I'm not-
like.
There's
At
nothing-
52 years old, I'm still on quantity.
But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I don't know what it is. You feel bloated as you get older, and then maybe you make the switch back.
Maybe I do.
don't know.
Maybe I do.
Maybe make the switch back. One day.
You're on quantity, baby. I'm your wife.
Ooh.
That's a lot less quantity these days.
Well, yeah, 40
For all
pounds
you
later.
listeners, this gets really interesting real quick.
That's a different podcast. Okay. So one of Abraham's friends said Abraham was a quiet guy, and he was actually worried when Abraham won the money. Okay. It wasn't like just Abraham won this money. It was like the whole community won the money.
Okay, so
And he gave his stepfather $1 million, godfather $1 million, his stepsisters $250,000 each. He was very generous. He loaned money to a cousin to help him buy a house. He was kind-hearted. He became the bank of the neighborhood. He helped people who didn't have life insurance when they died. He helped people bury their loved ones.
Huh.
He also loaned people money to buy a car if they needed it.
Sounds like Mr. Ford got a little jealous, huh?
Mr. Who?
Ford.
Oh, we haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But that's good foreshadowing.
You know.
Michelle Green, a reporter with the Ledger newspaper in the local area. And
Okay.
she's going to come up a few times.
Okay.
She wanted to interview Abraham. So she said when they scheduled the interview and he got there, he was intimidating because he was 6'4", nicely dressed, presented himself well. He had just bought a house, $1 million house in a gated community.
Okay.
Like she was a little intimidated. His friends said that at the house in the gated community, it was a nonstop party.
Huh.
Women, just cars, flat screen TVs. I have that in there because that's literally what his friends said. Like big screen TVs everywhere. Like that's a big party. 2006.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Centauria Butler.
Okay.
First met Abraham at one of these house parties. And she said he was humble and he was nice. And the first time they met, they talked all night long.
Okay.
And after that, they were inseparable.
Wow.
So Centauria is becoming the girlfriend. And Abraham would do anything for her. They went places. They were in love. Eventually, she got pregnant. And Abraham
Abraham?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. She and Abraham were excited about being pregnant. And Abraham took a lot of pictures during the whole pregnancy. And when the baby was born, Abraham was there to cut the cord. The baby's name is Jeremiah. This is the only time a child comes into the story, just so you know.
Okay, thank God. Last time
we'll refer to him as the newborn after this.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
That was his name.
Was a bullfrog. No. Okay.
Was a child that we will not mention again the rest of the story.
Well, I mean, he's there, you know. They love him.
They should.
Nothing terrible is going to happen to Jeremiah.
Oh, God.
Physically. Okay. After a while, things started changing. Abraham didn't have any privacy in his home. People would get there.
He had a kid. That's how that goes.
The kid didn't live in the house.
Oh, wait. Where was
I'll
the kid?
get there.
Okay.
I'll get there.
I'm sorry. I'm rushing.
But
I'm sorry.
people were at his house from like dawn till all
party.
hours.
Yeah, the party.
Well, not only that, but they were there asking for money.
Oh, man. Yeah.
People from the church are coming and asking for donations. Like somebody was constantly at his house, and it started to affect him. So at one point, he was interviewed on camera, and he said he would really like to have his old life back. He wished the money belonged to somebody else. Like it was a bad situation for him. He had to turn to a financial advisor for help. And he wanted to get people out of his pocket, as he called it. So Centauria said that their relationship started to suffer. She and Jeremiah lived in Centauria's apartment. She did not live with Abraham at the $1 million house. So she said the house was so busy and so many women there and things. And she was like, this is just not a place for a newborn, you know. I'm going to have my own place.
They never got married.
Nope.
Okay.
And Abraham told his friends, he just kept using the word tired. You know, they'd be like, what's wrong? I'm tired. I wish the money belonged to somebody else. I'm tired of people always being in my pocket. All right. Fast forward about 3 years from winning the lottery.
Okay.
April 5th, 2009.
All right.
Abraham that day went to visit Centauria and the baby. And she could tell something was wrong. She kept asking him, what's wrong? What's wrong? He just kept saying, I'm fine. I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired. And Centauria was like, why don't you just stay here tonight? I got to get back to the house. Like, I need to be at the house. So he went back home, and that was the last time Centauria ever saw him. November 9th, 2009. So what are we, 6 months later maybe?
Something like that.
Abraham was reported missing by one of his cousins. Any questions so far?
There's a lot of people involved in this. Trying to keep track. Okay,
Sure,
so his cousins. How did his cousin know he was missing? I mean, I don't talk to my cousins, so
I feel like this cousin was one of the cousins that loaned him money, so they were very close.
Oh, so the cousin loaned him money before he won the lottery, so they were close?
No.
That dollar?
The other
Is
way.
that the one that gave him the dollar?
No, that's Mike.
That's Mike Ford.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track.
We'll get back to that cousin.
What was it? What was the girlfriend's name who he had a child with?
Centauria.
Centauria. I was gonna say Centaur. Yeah, Centauria. Centauria. That's okay. Man, there's some interesting names in this one. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm keeping them all straight. Michael Ford's probably the most normal one, but I got a feeling
the regular name. Yeah. Well, he's not the most normal person.
Probably not, but yeah.
So let's go back to Web Sleuths for a minute.
Web Sleuths. Okay.
That I told you about at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. The website.
The website.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, this is where they come in.
Web sleuths.
Exactly. It's hard to say.
It is.
They come back into the picture right about now when he's reported missing. This is going to get harder to say. There was a user on the site, and her username was Sleuthster. Sleuthster. Yeah. And once she found out about Abraham being missing, she was like a dog with a bone on this case. She had a gut feeling that Abraham was more than just missing. She started searching public records, social media, business records, property sales records, and Sleuthster. That's hard to say when you're drinking. Sleuthster. She also looked into Abraham's purchases and who he was loaning money to.
Okay.
And Sleuthster discovered, now I really can't say it, that Abraham was going through the money really fast. So remember, he won 30.
Yep.
After taxes, 17.
Okay.
We're 3 years later. There's only $2 million left. In 3 years, he spent $15 million.
That's not... Nah.
You bought your house. You're not paying a house note.
It's a very expensive trailer in Florida.
No, he bought $1 million house.
So $1 million house, that's 16 and a half.
Let's just say...
Sorry, we're all on budget shit right now. So
That's right.
Yeah.
We are
16 and a
all in
half. So, okay, 16 and a half in 3 years. Is that fast?
He bought $1 million house, so the 17 went down to 16. Then let's just say he bought 10 cars. That would, even if that wouldn't be another million, but let's just say it was another million. Now he's down to 15. So what the fuck did he do? All the other money was money he was giving to people and loaning to people.
Ah, yeah.
$1 million to stepdad, $1 million to godfather.
Okay, so why is that so bad?
$250 to each stepsister.
I mean, it sounds like that's pretty rateable, right?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I just feel like, I
don't have
guess,
that much money.
if I won $17 million, I would try to plan to make that last the rest of my life, whatever, like if it's by investing or whatever.
Oh, yeah, look, no joke. $17 million.
If you're 3
bank
years...
account.
Yeah.
Interest is what I live off of.
If you live there... I mean, if you go 3 years after you won 17 million and all you have is 2 left, you're not going for the long haul. I don't think.
Probably not.
But I feel like he was maybe too nice of a guy to say no to anybody who needed money.
I mean, I get it. If you come from nothing and you get that opportunity, I could see that.
He was simple-minded. You know what I mean?
You keep picking on me for that. That is something that means something so different.
No, simple-minded. I mean, he didn't even finish freaking middle school.
That doesn't mean he's simple-minded. That just means he's like, I'm done with this.
Well, I got the impression that he was simple-minded.
Okay.
I got the impression. All right. So the more Sleuthster dug into Abraham, she feels like he wouldn't have just left town, even though he was saying he wanted to get away and he was tired.
Okay, now Sleuthster is Centaur.
Nope.
Jesus.
Sleuthster is the person on the Web Sleuth site that was digging into this case.
Okay, so some rando.
Exactly. Right, Centauria is his girlfriend with the baby.
Yes. Centauria. Right. Centauria.
Sleuthster says he had a small child. He was very close to his mom. He would not have just picked up and left and not told anybody that he was... His mom said he would have told me goodbye if he left.
How come she didn't report him missing? Cousin?
Okay.
Cousin?
So from
mom?
What I gathered was when the last time somebody saw him was in April. The money that he was giving people to kept flowing for whatever reason. Okay. So I don't think anybody was like very suspicious.
Oh, of him missing.
At first.
But they didn't have line of sight of him giving money away, did they? Maybe. I don't know. His mom or anyone else but the cousin, right?
I mean, like, let's just say he told Mama, I'm going to give you $10,000 a month.
Okay. And she just kept receiving it, so she assumed he was okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like, so it took a while. And I don't know why it was specifically his cousin that reported him missing, but that's who reported him missing. But... And I'm reading now because I just told you all the things. I got off topic. Okay,
you're good.
Most people thought he went to a tropical island.
Oh.
And was like just chilling, having, YOLOing, as the kids say. But Web sleuths put a list of suspects together for the police to investigate. That's some ballsy shit right there.
Huh.
That's like having a fucking temp in your office telling you what to do. That's what that is.
So they have like they have PIs that don't get paid, that just search the web.
They're just normal people. They're not even private. They're not even licensed private investigators.
And they just randomly get involved and then like say,
Yes.
hey, you should probably look at this guy, this guy, this
Yeah.
guy, this guy, this guy. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
The list.
I actually like that.
I do too. And as we go through this story, they really helped.
Well, that's
they
awesome.
really did. I mean,
Well, don't ruin it now.
No. So the list they put together were friends and acquaintances that Abraham knew both before the lottery winning and after the lottery winning.
Okay.
They also looked at people who owed him money. Okay. So the police, they give this list to the police. Do what you want to do with it. Police is, meanwhile, they're doing their own thing.
Okay.
They're looking at Mike Ford. Remember him?
Yes.
This is why they're looking at Mike Ford. After Abraham won, Mike Ford filed a lawsuit saying that Abraham stole the lottery ticket out of his wallet. And that was his winning lottery ticket, not Abraham's.
And he lost that case?
Well, Abraham, even like after he won the lottery, he was going to give Mike $250,000. But Mike was like greedy as a motherfucker. So he's like, I want all of it. It was my fucking ticket.
That's right. What's a mouse want when you give it cheese?
And I'm not going to go into the whole court proceedings on that. But in the end, Mike Ford lost. So Abraham didn't have to give him anything. And he had an alibi. He didn't even live in Florida during this whole time from April to November. He wasn't even in Florida that time. So he's like, he couldn't have killed Abraham or kidnapped him or whatever because he wasn't even in Florida. So another person that police talked to was Abraham's cousin, Cedric.
Cedric?
He had a Cedric.
Okay.
He had a shady background.
With a name like that.
He was the one that reported Abraham missing. But after a while, he changed his story and said he wasn't the one that reported Abraham missing.
Uh-oh.
So someone close to Abraham and Cedric said that Cedric was an asshole and difficult to deal with. But police investigated him and they were able to eliminate him as a suspect. So police are like, hey, Centauria, do you know where Abraham is? She's like, I haven't seen him, but I've gotten text messages from him. So that's another reason why people aren't
Okay, so they kept
super suspicious.
They kept the charade up.
He's sending text messages. He told Centauria that he ran off to Jamaica with a woman. And he left her and the baby.
Okay.
But anytime anybody called him, not just Centauria, anybody, anytime they called his cell phone, he wouldn't answer. He went straight to texting them after that. But here's the main problem that made everybody go, what the fuck? He had 7th grade education at best. He couldn't read or write. He never texted before this. Never. So now why all of a sudden
Got him.
is he texting?
Yeah.
Something's not adding up. Okay. Going back to Melissa Green at the Ledger newspaper.
Right.
The reporter.
The newspaper lady, yes.
She went out into the community and started talking to people. Just anybody who would talk to her. Do you know Abraham? Do you know anything about him? Do you know where he is? She found out about Abraham's business partner. Her name is Doris Moore.
We are just adding names like crazy.
She goes by DD.
I need a piece of paper.
You need a whiteboard that you can write everything on.
Something to write this down. Okay. Now Doris.
But
is this the town of like names that are hard to pronounce?
Because Doris goes by DD. So that's easy.
Hey, at the end there's a quiz. And she asks you to say all the names.
Fail, just mark it out.
But it's multiple choice.
Oh, but yeah.
So D.D. Moore is a financial advisor.
D.D. Moore?
Yes. She has a company called American Medical Professionals.
A&B.
She was often seen around town with Abraham.
Let
me tell you how they met.
Her and Centauri, huh?
No.
Oh.
No. Dee Dee wasn't seen with Centauria, just Abraham. The way Dee Dee and Abraham met was at a business conference. Abraham just doesn't seem like the type of dude that goes to a business conference down at the Holiday Inn on, 3rd Street.
Even if he's won a bunch of money, usually you stay away from things like a business conference if you want to be left alone. I would think.
Well, that's where Dee Dee says they met, and she was in a business conference.
Yes.
And on the documentary, they showed a picture of the Comfort Inn. So I guess it was in the...
Abraham's usual hangout spot.
Ballroom G at the Comfort Inn or whatever.
G. Yeah.
High quality business conference.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dee Dee was enamored by the fact that Abraham won the lottery.
Okay. Who wouldn't be?
I mean, it is pretty cool, right? But I would also I don't want to get all up in your bubble, your personal bubble, just because you won the lottery, because that's weird.
Yeah.
But after the business conference, so they exchanged numbers at the business conference, and afterwards they kept in touch. She said she wanted to write a book about him.
This is all according to Dee Dee.
This is all according to Dee Dee. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
So Dee Dee told Abraham that she wanted to write a book, and the more time they spent together, the more they just became just friends. They were just hanging out all the time. Not just a business partner, just truly friends too. So what people say in the neighborhood is that Dee Dee was hired as the debt collector. Abraham got her to go to people who owed him money to collect the money.
From the money he let people have because he won the lottery.
Sometimes he gave it to them, but sometimes he loaned it to them. And so now he's got nobody paying him back. So Dee Dee's the heavy. She's the muscle.
She's the muscle.
Melissa Green at the Ledger newspaper got in touch with Dee Dee. Because remember, Melissa's the one that talked to the community and found out.
Yeah, she's finding all this out.
Dee Dee is hanging out with Abraham. Okay, hey Dee Dee, I got some questions. Can we meet? And she's like, I can't come meet with you, but ask me your questions.
Yeah, that's okay.
Do you know where Abraham is? Some people are saying that right.
Who?
Some people are saying he is missing. Some people are even saying he's dead. Dee Dee's like, no, he's not dead. He's dating a Jamaican girl, and they're living in Orlando.
I thought it was Jamaica.
Jamaica keeps coming up in this story a lot. Melissa goes, you're in touch with him, obviously. Can you set up an interview between me and Abraham? And she's like, yeah, I'll make that happen.
Okay.
Now, bouncing around a lot, but you're doing good. You're hanging in there.
I'm trying. So the kid's name is Jeremiah. That has nothing to do with anything, but I remember.
That's correct.
Hey, come on now. You said there'd be a quiz.
Yes, you got it.
I'm just listening.
So back over at Web Sleuths, these people...
Web Sleuths.
Look, when I started researching this, it was kind of comical to me that there are people who sit in their living room all night long and look up shit about other people on the internet to try to solve crimes.
It's just Web Sleuths just sounds like
like it's fake.
Well,
cheesy.
Okay. We'll just leave it there.
Okay. So when we hear about Dee Dee Moore being in the picture, Web Sleuth starts looking into Dee Dee Moore's background. What do y'all tell me? Share with the class.
No, we can't share.
We can't. Okay. It's just Web Sleuths.
Yes. So they find out something very interesting. Dee Dee's company, AMP, as you called it,
right? AMP.
American
AMP.
Medical Professionals. That company now owns Abraham Shakespeare's $1 million home.
Uh-oh.
So, excuse me. Remember I told you Web Sleuths, they're kind of in contact with the police.
Right.
Because they're like, here's a list of suspects. Well, the police are like, we have to get a subpoena for these records. How are these Web Sleuths people getting all these records without a subpoena? So the cops are even intrigued at this point.
Look, if you're a sleuth, you get a lot of information. I'm sorry.
A Web Sleuth.
The name is just...
Should we call him something else for the duration?
Yes. Just,
no, we should not.
No.
The armchair detectives.
Web sleuths.
Armchair detectives. I like that.
The armchair detectives.
Better than.
Don't say anything that will incriminate you.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm trying so hard.
Okay, take a breath. All right.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
So the
I'm
armchair,
quieter if I drink.
The armchair detectives also find out not just his $1 million home, but everything that he owned was being moved under Dee Dee's company name. Her company owned all his shit, basically. Then they find out that she had access to Abraham's bank account and safe deposit box. And Dee Dee had control over all of his assets.
And she just came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Just
this blonde-haired woman who met him at a Comfort Inn business conference.
Is she blonde-haired?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
I didn't say it before.
I knew it. Eventually it was coming out. Yeah, she's a sleuth.
She's a sleuth.
Not a web sleuth. Just a regular sleuth.
Just a regular sleuth.
But wait. She will become a web sleuth.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, now.
Here we go.
So the police, we got to talk to Dee Dee, okay? They get Dee Dee into the station.
Okay.
She's very cooperative. Extremely. She's like, here's that purchase agreement where I paid $650,000 for all of Abraham's assets. House, car. She got a deal.
Oh, yeah.
The house is $1 million by itself.
Yeah.
But here we go. I got everything fair and square. And she says she talks to Abraham all the time and he's not missing. She said she's helping him get his finances under control. She even gave the police a video she took of Abraham right before that April time frame, which now we know he went missing, where he was saying, I'm tired of people begging me all the time for money, and he wanted to get away. I personally feel like she set him up on this video to say those things so that she knew if anybody reported him missing, she could present this as evidence. Well, guess what the web sleuths find out? The armchair detectives find out that Dee Dee filed bankruptcy right before she met Abraham.
How convenient.
She owes the IRS money. She's not this stand-up citizen that they first thought she was. On June 20th, 2001, this is crazy. So this is way before he won the lottery, way before she knew him. Dee Dee filed an insurance claim that her car was stolen. She said she was beaten and tied up and thrown in a ditch, and she was trying to get $60,000 from her insurance company because of this. That's
all that's worth?
I mean, in 2001, I was thinking like 1.2 million or something.
Yeah. Something a little different if that's what happened to you. Why are you blaming the insurance company?
Why what?
Why was she wanting that from the insurance company?
Because it happened when her car was stolen.
Okay.
So she thinks okay, my car got stolen. I could be able to make this big claim.
Yeah, but the insurance company going to pay for acts of violence. They're just going to pay for the car. I guess that's the 60,000. Okay,
maybe.
Never mind. I'm talking myself into it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Do you have any more theories?
No. You're right. It's 2001. It was a weird year. A lot of things changed then.
All right. So the police decide they're going to subpoena Dee Dee and Abraham's phone records.
Dee Dee and who?
Abraham.
And Abraham. Okay.
The man that won the...
Yeah. No, I know Abraham.
The main character of the story.
I misheard.
So they find out since April, when nobody's seen him since April, that Abraham and Dee Dee's phones are pinging off the towers, the same towers at the same time that whole entire time. So either Abraham's with her all those times or she's got Abraham's phone.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Well, man. Well, Vanna, I'd like to spin. No, I'm joking.
I'll buy a vowel.
Yeah, I'll buy a vowel. She probably has his phone. Or plot twist, Abraham has her phone. Except Abraham's probably gone.
What if they're both the same person?
Oh. See, this is why I love this show.
Yeah.
I just never know.
Police asked Dee Dee point blank, where's Abraham's phone?
Oh.
She's like,
Abraham who?
I don't know what you're talking about. They searched Abraham's house, which is now Dee Dee's house, right?
Okay, that's right. She's got everything.
They couldn't find the phone. They don't know where Abraham's phone is, but they know when they subpoenaed the records, they're both pinging off the same towers at the same time for like months.
It's in her back pocket.
In her back pocket the whole time.
They checked the basement.
There's a basement?
Oh.
Where was this at again?
It's Florida. There's no basement.
Yeah, there's no basement. No basement.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Melissa Green over at the Ledger newspaper, she's covering everything minute by minute. She is on this. Dee Dee got pissed off and called Melissa and was like, this is not cool. The media is ruining my life. You need to stop saying, I know where Abraham is and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, why don't you come on into the paper and tell your side of the story to me and my editors and, you know, we'll put your side of the story out there.
Quit being a media sleuth.
Web sleuth. So Dee Dee was like, yeah, I'll come in. I would not go anywhere and tell my side of the story.
Huh.
I wouldn't. Because that shit gets turned and flipped and...
Yeah. I mean, so she didn't. So she threatened that, and then all right.
Melissa was like, "Come in and tell your side of the story," and Dee Dee was like,
"Come on."
Okay. And so on December 4th, 2009, Dee Dee went to meet with Melissa. Dee Dee told Melissa she did not know where Abraham was, and Melissa's like, "Girl, you told me 2 weeks ago you knew where he was. He was in Orlando with a Jamaican lady, and you could set up an interview." She's like, "Well, I've lost contact with him since then. I can't reach him." So Dee Dee's like making a big deal at this meeting with the reporter girl, like she's crying and she's saying this whole thing. The police are raking her over the coals and searching her house and blah blah blah. Poor Dee.
Her mansion that
Fuck
she
Dee
didn't.
Dee.
Yeah, that she didn't earn.
Yeah.
Just, she just got.
Web sleuths.
I think I can't keep a straight face when you say it.
They get a notification that there's a new member post.
Yeah.
Guess who the new member is?
You don't want me to guess.
Because there's too many names.
There's just too many
It's
names.
Dee Dee. It's Dee Dee.
Oh, I thought this was going to be
Because
Jeremiah's
she can't
comeback.
I was thinking Sebastian.
Sebastian, yeah. Since you're on names that you don't hear ever.
So
Yeah, Sebastian.
Dee Dee goes on the Web Sleuth site and posts, since you're also interested in my life and I don't have anything to hide, blah, blah, blah. I would advise everyone who wrote anything negative about me on this site to take it down or I will sue for defamation of character. Shit's about to get real.
I guess. I don't know.
Shit's about to get real now.
Internet threats are very not real.
Well,
But, okay.
the whole online web sleuth community.
I just can't. I can't.
They're all holding hands. They're about to.
I know.
Red Rover, Red
Sleuth
join in a sleuth unite.
I picture them going, Red Rover, send Dee Dee right over.
Yeah. They're like, all right, everyone target this woman right here.
Well, that's that is what they did.
Oh,
So she fucking goes on there and is like saying her shit. And then
sleuth party.
all the sleuths start asking her questions and bombarding her. Do you know where Abraham is?
This is awful.
And she's
You know
like,
who Sebastian is.
Wait, he wasn't on the test.
Sebastian is a fictional character.
He's a crab, right?
So Dee Dee says to this group of people online, Mr. Shakespeare's assets were sold to me, and I made sure I read everything to him before he signed it, and blah, 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 and here's my paperwork, and blah, blah, blah. And one sleuth asked, what's the last time you had contact with Abraham? I'm just going to start calling him.
I know you're killing me, though.
No, I'm going to start calling him
But sleuth?
Sherlock Holmes.
There you go. Whatever. That's better.
Okay.
More professional to what they were doing.
So the armchair detectives just kept bombarding her with questions, and she just kept saying rapidly, she had an answer for everything.
Okay.
She was just one of those people.
Rehearsed.
Yeah. And then finally, when she realized she wasn't going to get anywhere with this group of people, she just said, I hope you all enjoyed ruining my life. I will pray for you all. Now he's got to bring God into it.
Yeah, throw God at it. That'll help.
Yeah. All right. I know you don't like the name of the website. because
it's not that I don't like it.
But
it's a terrible website. It is not. If someone told me that, okay, go to www.websleuths.com, I'd be like, nah, no.
Don't mistype it.
Yeah. Don't mistype it. Don't let your wife know that's what you're typing in Google. Like, I don't know what to say.
In all of this, I did not visit their website, if you can believe that. I thought about it. I thought about it a few times.
Oh my!
I think we ought to.
Before the end of this, we at least have to.
We have to type it in. Web sleuths, and don't you dare
right there by you.
Yeah, and don't type it in the wrong.
At the end, we're gonna type this.
Don't wrongly type it.
I don't have my phone, so can one of y'all type it? Okay, not now. Okay, I gotta finish telling you the story.
All right, we gotta finish.
Okay, Trisha, the owner of Web Sleuths, she got a private email from Dee Dee. Y'all listen to this shit.
From Dee Dee
saying that person that was posting on y'all's site saying was not me. She said,
man.
She said it was my friend who was really mad at y'all for posting bad shit about me. She went on the site and posed as me. And then the people at the community on Web Sleuths told Trisha, check the IP addresses of the email versus the person posting as Dee Dee Moore, and they were the exact same.
We got some smart sleuths.
Yeah, and then Dee Dee's like, well, the lady, they are very smart.
Very smart sleuths.
The friend of mine must have broken into my house and used my computer to pose as me.
Oh, man.
What the fuck?
Sure. Okay. What's your friend's name?
Yeah.
Sebastian. That's the friend's name.
December 2009, Abraham's mom gets a call from Abraham. Call, not a text. She goes to police. Police are like, you talked to him? And she said, well, I got a call from him, but it didn't sound like him. He sounded really sick. Police find out that the call to the mom, Abraham's mom, came from a cell phone that was owned by a man named Greg Smith. Who the fuck is this?
Yeah, who WTF, but at least his name is very
simple.
Thank
Greg
God.
is a childhood friend of Abraham's. He told police when they talked to him that Dee Dee paid him to make the phone call, posing as Abraham. So police are like,
how much?
Bruh, well, I don't know that. Let's just say $200.
Oh, well. Whoops.
The more police told Greg about Dee Dee and how shady as fuck she was, the more Greg realized this is not a good situation. Something's happened to Abraham. I gotta help.
Greg was regretting that $200 payment.
Yes, he was. So guess what he did in exchange for that $200 payment that Dee Dee gave him? Guess what he did with the police?
Oh, he probably sang like a canary.
He did, but he also agreed to wear a wire. Dee Dee on a recording.
So he was hanging out with Dee Dee?
Yeah, he knew Dee Dee because Dee Dee's the one that got him to make the call and pretend like he was Abraham.
So what was their relationship like?
They're just
$200?
Friends. Yeah, I think they're just friends.
Dee Dee's friends with a lot of people.
Well, Dee Dee, there's many recordings. Okay, it didn't just happen one time.
Yeah.
He didn't just go to her on the first try and she was like, yeah, I killed Abraham or whatever. So Dee Dee told Greg that Abraham was involved in drug trafficking. This bitch.
It's almost like she knows that he's wearing a wire.
And she said there's someone named Ronald.
Oh my God. Give me a piece of paper. I gotta have I'm done. I gotta have a piece of paper.
I think we're
gonna start bringing legal pads.
Ronald, Greg, Centauri. I'm pretty sure
Abraham.
I pronounced that wrong. And well, I know Abraham.
Dee Dee.
He's the main deal. Dee Dee. What happened to Ford?
He lost his case.
He drove his truck away into the sunset.
He's out of $1.
Yes, he's out of $1.
If I was Abraham, I wouldn't have told him in the first place. Hey, man, guess what? Those numbers you gave me? Yeah, I won on that ticket. I'd lie. I'd be like, yeah, your ticket sucked. My first ticket won. Like, you know?
That was my dollar.
Shit.
That was my dollar. I picked a little lotto winnings. You know, I mean, like.
All right, so Dee Dee says there's a drug dealer whose name is Ronald. And Ronald killed Abraham over some drug deal.
How long ago?
And that when he killed Abraham, Abraham had $800,000 cash on him.
On him? Good for him.
How big are your pockets
No
that you're
kidding.
carrying fucking $800,000 cash?
What president is on a $1,000 bill?
I don't know. I've never seen one.
I gotta Google that. I haven't either. That's why I'm wondering.
Never seen one.
I
We
never
have
have
lots
either.
of Googling to do.
We do, but
At the end of
800.
this.
So you need 800,000 of whatever president is on that. So
Mm-hmm.
can you?
Don't you feel like George Washington should be? Like, he was the first president. He shouldn't be on the $1
Yeah, I mean,
bill.
at some point you just recycle.
He's the
right?
first.
Yeah, he's dollar. That's why he's on a $1.
But I think he should be valued more
Right,
because
so-
he was the first. Like,
Well, so put him on a $1 and then move on, and then when you hit a $1,000 bill, if there is such a
Put him
thing,
on
I don't
again.
even know. I don't even know.
Put
I've
him on
never had
again.
$1,000, and then put him on that too, and just recycle.
are we ready to get back to the story?
Well,
Okay, yeah.
$800,000 on him.
Yes.
Yeah, like you said, he probably wore a winter coat in the summer, and it was just stuffed with cash.
I mean, this is Dee Dee telling the story. So I feel like at this point I've established enough. You have to take what this bitch says with a grain of salt.
Everything's been kind of legit so far. It's just a lie.
Buying
I-
all of somebody's assets for
I
$650,000 is
I
probably worth
mean-
$10 million
I
or
mean-
whatever.
Yeah, she wasn't a sleuth. You're right.
She
It
was
is
not.
Florida.
It is Florida. Florida man. Florida man.
No. To all our Florida listeners, I'm so sorry.
They know they get made fun of a lot on this podcast.
Less
And-
less than us.
hey, guess what? I lived in Florida for 10 years, so I can do that.
Hey, look, Florida, and this isn't the least you can say.
Yes. Okay. So now remember, there's recordings going on, and Dee Dee's saying this stuff to Greg.
Okay, so she's recorded.
Yes. And at one point during these meetings, Greg tells Dee Dee, I have a cousin who's going to be going to jail for life anyway.
Oh, what's his name?
And he is willing to take the rap for this murder if, he has money. If
This is
you
some
pay
Breaking
him.
Bad shit.
It kind of is.
This is a Breaking Bad series. I love it.
But it's not a child being hurt.
Yeah, we're past that point. But this is Breaking Bad kind of stuff.
So when Greg says this to Dee Dee, she's on it. She is like, let me meet your cuz.
Goodbye.
Yeah. All right. January 25th, 2010. Dee Dee and the cousin, who's really an undercover cop.
Dee Dee and the cousin.
The cousin that's going to take the rap for
Okay.
For this whole fiasco.
Makes sense.
but he's really an undercover cop.
Okay.
They meet and talk. They're being recorded. Dee Dee's like, how much is this going to cost? Get ready to laugh, okay? Not at this part. He goes, it's $50,000 with $10,000 up front. And she's like, can I make payments? This ain't fucking like.
It's funny that the amount is way lower than what I would take.
Yeah. Well,
And
you
then-
wouldn't kill someone for.
Well,
But he's
true.
like, she's like, but she's like, why are you doing that? And he goes, well, I'm going to jail anyway, so I might as well get some money. I'm going to take the,
Yeah,
but
but $50,000.
yeah.
And she wants to make.
She wants to make payments. That's the part
Into
that
his commissary.
So what's the APY on that?
So I mean, like that was the part that made me laugh. I'm like, you bitch.
Yeah.
What sort of interest rate you gonna give me?
Yeah.
Like I'm literally dying at this point. So the undercover cousin tells Dee Dee, in order for all this to work and for me to be able to go and say to the cops, I did this and blah blah blah, I need a body. There's no way I'm going to get a plea deal without a body.
Huh.
So
Okay.
she says, I gotta talk to Ronald and find out where he put the body. Remember the drug dealer Ronald that killed Abraham?
Oh, and she put that on the recording.
Yeah,
with Greg.
she was kind of smart with that part of it.
Up until she said, I got to figure out where the body went. I forgot.
No, she said, I got to get Ronald to tell me where the body is.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Poor Ronald.
So, of course, it only takes a couple days for her to find out where the body is. And she calls up Greg. Hey, tell your cousin I know where the body is. I'm ready to show y'all.
Oh, no.
She takes Greg to some property she owns in Plant City, Florida. They go out there. She walks out, sticks a piece of iron in the ground, and whispers. Now, remember, all this is being recorded. This is where the body is. The body will be 9 feet deep.
9 feet.
Tell your cousin to dig here and he will find Abraham.
Oh, my God.
And it's all being recorded. Okay.
Why'd she whisper?
Well,
She was being recorded.
because
But she didn't know that?
she didn't know. But she's just trying to be, Like, this is some shady shit I'm going to whisper about it.
Is this shady? It's only us two in the middle of nowhere.
In case the trees are listening.
In case, in case the bird is a robot.
That's right.
And listening, and the government's listening.
What movie? What show is that?
Hunger Games.
Name all
What?
of them.
I'm gonna go Hunger Games.
With the
I've
bird?
never seen that. Is that bad?
There was a bunch of stupid
that bad?
shit.
No, it's good.
Is it, but is that bad that
no.
I've never seen Hunger Games?
No.
Not bad at all.
Is
Not
that bad?
No.
Not bad.
No,
at
you're
all.
fine.
Not bad at all. You're from the Midwest. It's okay.
Profiling. I mean, yeah, after Harry Potter, I was like, I'm done with everything.
Hunger
mythical.
Games was good. It was different.
So,
Okay, we're on the last page of the story.
I mean, I love the story so far.
Have we messed up your whole time, me and Thomas having fun?
No, you're great.
Okay, we're good on time.
Okay.
I'm not worried about the time.
All right. So, she whispered, here's the body. Take 9 feet down.
Here's the body. I'm going to whisper to just you and me.
Next thing you know, full on fucking CSI teams,
helicopters,
shovels, fucking all the fucking. They're taking straws and blowing dirt off things.
Jeez Louise.
Okay, so they're
9
digging.
feet down.
Yes.
How'd they do that?
So
It's a lot of work.
They're digging. The media's everywhere. It becomes a national case. It took them till the second day of digging, around 2 p.m., before they found his body.
How the hell did she put him 9 feet down on her own?
She probably hired somebody big.
She had to fire a lot of, fire lots of people.
No, just to dig the hole.
9 foot hole. It takes a long time to do.
Maybe she had a backhoe.
Or a web
Maybe
sleuth.
she was a sleuth.
Yeah, she had a web sleuth and a backhoe.
Maybe the sleuth had a backhoe.
All these names.
So poor Abraham. At this point, I'm saying they found the body, but it was really remains. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, but they did confirm it. It was him. And
Abraham
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
It's sad. He had a good heart, and he got murdered for greed.
Yeah. No, that's the terrible part. We shouldn't make jokes about Abraham dying. You're right.
No.
He was simple-minded with a lot of money.
Oh, God.
37-year-old Dee Dee Moore said to the media as she was crying her fake ass shit.
This is Dee Dee?
Yeah.
All right.
I would never pull a gun on another human being.
Well, wait a minute. Who said anything about a gun?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. How'd you know he was shot?
The Lord knows I did not shoot that man.
The Lord.
Right after she said this to the media, she got arrested.
I wonder why.
Gun? We didn't release that to the public.
He was shot? It was just bones. How'd you know he was shot with a gun? Yeah.
So poor Abraham was shot in the chest by a .38 caliber pistol that they later found out Dee Dee Moore owned.
Huh.
Of course, she told police Ronald, the drug dealer guy, was the one that killed him.
Poor Ronald just sitting at home, and he's just like, hey, what?
Hey, Ronald's
WTF?
not real, right?
Yeah, I know.
He's not real.
I know.
There's no poor Ronald.
There's no Ronald.
Police went round and round with her in the interrogation. You can watch some of it online. I don't know. She just kept saying Ronald did it. Anyway, December 10th, 2012. That's how long all this shit took. She was convicted of first-degree murder. She received life in prison without parole. In 2023, follow-up.
This is the worst part of the story.
She requested a new trial. She says that the person who really killed Abraham was Greg. Remember, Greg's the wiretap guy on her.
Greg.
She paid Greg a couple $100
It's old Greg.
to make the phone call.
It was Greg.
But she has a witness that she can bring to a new trial that says Greg killed him. But unfortunately, that witness is no longer alive.
Oh, no.
So the judge, even though this happened in 2023, what I'm telling you, her appeal, whatever, requested a new trial, the judge hasn't made a decision yet if there will be a new trial. But I think this fucking bitch will get convicted again if she gets a new trial.
I was going to say, if the judge is just like, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. You know what? No, denial.
You know what? If you knew judges like I knew judges.
I don't know judges.
No, if you knew judges like I knew judges, you're probably right on point with that thought process. So that is the story of Abraham Shakespeare.
Okay, so Dee Dee did it.
Yes, and what I think about
What
her,
happened to Ford?
I don't think it's fair to say she did it. She hasn't gone through all the appeals processes
Oh,
yet.
give me a break.
Like, she is not guilty completely yet. She has at least 3 more appeals to go.
Yeah, according to the judicial system.
I just feel like
Hey, remember the Lord was on her side.
yeah.
The Lord was.
The
on her
Lord
side.
knows
The Lord
she
knows.
did not do
The
it.
Lord
She didn't
knows.
do it.
She didn't do it.
And look, I'm a religious man, but yeah, throwing a Lord at it don't mean jack
No.
shit. No.
Well,
In the world of free will law.
The way I feel about this, and this we see this a lot, is that this is a person, y'all might see it a lot in your day-to-day life.
Dee Dee?
Just a person that knows everything, just can't be wrong, thinks they're smarter than everybody else.
Oh, the King Turd of Shit Island.
There you go.
There it
The
is.
King Turd of Shit
the King
Island.
Turd of Shit Island.
I personally think she painted herself in a corner with her mouth. She fucking gave her shit away.
I mean,
doing all these stupid things like going on web sleuths and shit like that.
But that was kind of a smart play. Here, I'll just leak a little. It's like those.
No.
It's like those things where you're like, I know I did it. So if I leak the evidence that it happened,
There's no way.
no one would expect me.
Yes.
Or you know what I mean? Like that's a toddler tactic. Oh, I'll just leave this toy here I was told to pick up, but I picked it up. But I'm gonna leave it in a different spot. I picked it up.
I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it.
You know.
All right, let me tell y'all where I went for my info.
Web sleuths.
Web sleuths. I got all my info there. .com. Thank you, Trisha.
Thomas, while she's doing that, get your phone up and
I gotta type in web sleuths in my
Okay.
phone.
All
right.
So we can have a conversation.
Yeah, on my
Okay.
non-work phone.
So TampaBayTimes.com, WFLA.com, theparisreview.org, and there is a TV show called Web of Death, Season 1, Episode 1. It's called The Jackpot Murder on Hulu. And I do have a picture.
All right.
Okay.
Got you.
All right.
Got
So
you hooked up on the
I'm
camera.
gonna show the
Oh,
camera.
it's spelled with an E. EU. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you
The
spell
sleuth.
sleuth.
Yeah.
Well,
That is literally how you
Would you
spell
like
I'm
to?
sleuth.
from the Midwest.
Would you like to see my writing? Would you like me to?
Web sleuth.
All right, let's see a picture.
Okay.
See a picture.
Of a web sleuth? Oh my God.
No.
The scary pictures they have on the very front page.
Hold on.
Oh,
Don't say anything
Let her
yet.
finish the
I'm
story
not.
first.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to show y'all a picture of Abraham and Dee Dee.
Okay.
But remember, when he met her, she had blonde hair.
Dee Dee did or yes.
Yes. When he met Dee Dee, she had blonde hair, but now she's been in jail for a long time, so her natural color's out.
Okay.
So here we go.
Oh.
Abraham,
goodness. Oh,
Abraham
goodness.
and Dee Dee. And I'll let you take that if
Yeah.
you would like to see.
Yeah.
There's a picture of him. I almost printed it. There's a picture of him holding one of those big fake checks, you know, from the lottery or
That's
whatever.
awesome though.
But
Hey,
it had
good for
his,
him.
but it had his family in it, and I didn't want to. I didn't
Yeah.
want to put them on there.
Yeah.
You know them girls with them alphabet names.
Dee
Dee
Dee.
Dee.
I can't believe her name's Dee Dee. Is that what it says on her badge here? We can't see it in the picture. It's hard to tell.
Remember,
That's her
she's
prison
Doris. Doris.
Oh, is this?
That's her prison badge.
Oh, is this her prison badge? She looks like a nurse.
No, that's a prison badge.
Ah.
They're in scrubs.
I was gonna say. I was like, she looks like she's in prison now. They're in scrubs in prison.
They are in that picture. Okay. There you
Poor
go.
Abraham.
I know. He was just a nice
Yeah,
guy.
he looks like a nice guy who's just like, hey, I found luck in life.
Thank you for the $1, Mike Ford.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So whatever happened to Mike Ford?
Well, I mean, he lost his case. He disappeared.
Well, right, but like, come on. I'm surprised.
Hey, I wonder if now he's like a hard no when somebody says, "Hey, can I borrow $1?"
He's like,
Hard no.
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 Okay,
No.
Web Sleuth site. You
I'm
were
just getting a soda. No.
No. Hard no. Last time somebody
So
borrowed
Web
$1, they
Sleuth-
screwed
Web
me out
Sleuth
of
site.
$17
Thomas
million.
has it pulled up.
Yes,
what
I did.
what
I
do
did
you
have
want to
it
know
pulled
about
up.
it, Harold?
I want to know what he sees.
It wasn't what I thought it would be.
Okay, all right. So it is appropriate.
It is well, I mean, that's up to beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
So there's probably some murder.
Yeah, there's tons of it. Here's a Germany, Portugal, Christian Bruckner, 27, at time of first crime, charged with sexual assault crimes.
So you can kind of go on and kind of like
Yeah, you can pick whichever one you want.
pick the murder you want to
Yeah, yeah.
investigate from your armchair.
So the top one is 4 University of Idaho students murdered. Brian Koberger arrested Moscow. but not Moscow, Russia. Interesting. And there's a really weird picture of the top guy. Fund the DNA test that can crack this unsolved case, and has a picture. I think it's an AI generated picture. It's just very interesting that there's a place called Web Sleuths.
Yeah.
Micah Miller, 30-year-old.
So if you got nothing better to do, you're sitting on the couch on a Sunday afternoon.
This may be my...
And you want to help
might be
somebody solve a murder.
Might be my retirement plan.
You just go and you like get on Web Sleuths and you solve murders. This is phenomenal.
But you know what?
Am I alone?
Can I honestly say that I feel like Web Sleuths is probably one of 10,000 websites like this?
There probably is.
You know, they just happen to be the one.
Yeah, I mean,
I will tell you this too.
Oh, okay. Here's one. Massachusetts Professor Karen Reed, 43, charged with murdering police officer boyfriend John O'Keefe by hitting him with a car in Canton on the 14th of April of last year.
Okay, so we can sleuth that out.
So we can sleuth it out.
Hey,
Coronavirus.
Do you want to hear some funny
and
laws?
Who's responsible? It's fun. Oh, funny laws.
You ready?
This is my, other than music, this is my favorite part.
Is it? Okay.
I love this part of the show.
I haven't read these. I just printed them out.
Funny laws.
These came from the lawyerportal.com/blog.
Okay. I last
That's
time
also where you go to get away with murder.
The
Lawyer Portal.
Lawyer Portal. That sounds about right. So
All
last
right.
time we talked about laws in, was it Kentucky or Tennessee?
So we finished the whole list. I had them in alphabetical order from state to state.
I think I had Kentucky last time.
Maybe you did.
Okay. So what state we in this time?
Well, these aren't. We're
Florida
done.
again?
No, we're done with all those states.
Start back over.
So I just have some random.
Random laws. Okay.
Yeah.
I like them either way.
Okay.
They're fun.
This isn't. This is like kind of stupid criminal weird law combo shit. Criminals can't protect themselves from bullet wounds. This is the title. Okay. If you're found wearing a bulletproof vest while committing a crime in New Jersey, you will not only be charged with the crime, but have to be charged additionally for trying to protect another person or yourself against bullet wounds in New Jersey.
Wait, well, okay.
When you're committing a crime, don't wear a bulletproof vest or you're gonna catch an extra charge. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
We're punishing smart criminals?
Shouldn't we punish all the criminals?
Yeah, should we? Yes. I'm making that was, yeah.
Okay. This one's from North Carolina. Your bingo game has a time limit.
My bingo game.
If you're a bingo lover, you'll hate to find out that a game cannot last more than 5 hours in North Carolina. It's even worse if you like a little glass of wine while playing bingo, because in North Carolina, it's illegal to be intoxicated while playing bingo.
How else do you play bingo?
I've never played bingo where there were drinks involved. Except, wait a minute. We're not going to say names, but except I went to this crawfish boil the other day where you could purchase alcoholic beverages and there was a bingo game there. However, that being said, I did not purchase an alcoholic beverage, nor did I play bingo. So
it's funny because, I used to play bingo with my grandmother, and she used to be 3 sheets to the wind. And
really?
It was no big deal if she missed G48.
No. See,
no one cared.
I'm serious. If I'm gonna play a game, I am all in serious about it.
You see, when it's bingo, it's even funnier if the bingo caller is drunk off his ass.
The bingo caller should be drunk, but the person playing needs to focus.
I'm with you. And if the bingo caller is drunk off his ass, it's way more fun because he'll make a joke. Or he or she will make a joke every time they just say a number, and it's killer.
69.
Yeah. That was the one last weekend. That I'm very surprised our bingo caller, who is a avid fan of the show, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
Anna co-hosts at times.
Okay.
She called bingo, and
so look,
069 was not funny to her during the bingo call. I was very disappointed in her. She knows who she is.
69.
I wish y'all would
know who she is.
Hey, I wish y'all would let me come and call bingo sometime. I would love to do that.
It was good.
Okay, are you ready for another one?
I'm ready for another one.
You Need Permission for False Teeth is the title of this one. And in Vermont.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Women must get written permission first from their husbands if they want to get false teeth.
In Vermont.
What the fuck?
In Vermont.
He's like, I like you without your teeth. Your blowjob is a lot better. That's what he's saying. That's what's going on there.
In Vermont, we're the state where you can, like, you know, marry your son. Yeah. As
Can
a father.
you?
Yeah, it's a state. See, they surround it with trees to make you think that, like, you can't see what's going on inside the state. It's a messed up state.
Okay. Thanks for sharing.
I don't know that for a fact. I'm just making another joke.
Sounds like
but that sounds just
sounds
about
like you
as
have
much.
personal experience.
Yeah,
there.
you know me. Yeah, no, it's just it's a messed up state in general.
Okay,
Let's dive deeper into that one. What's more messed up, the fact that you need the husband permission, or the fact that you have to ask for permission in general for fake teeth?
You don't have to ask for permission in general.
That was the law.
No, it says women must get written permission first from their husbands.
Okay, well that's asking technically, right?
But you don't have to ask somebody else. Like if you're not married, you could just go to the dentist and be like, make me some false teeth.
Okay, so it is more messed up that you have to ask your husband first. Yes. Okay, great. I agree. I don't
know if you've listened to all the episodes, but I believe in a couple of states,
not all of them,
specifically in Louisiana, the husband has to get out, and it's illegal for the woman to drive the car without the husband being in front of it waving red flags. Like,
okay, this is very similar to last episode where
I think that saves all of us. I think that is helping all of us.
So, I mean, the last episode I was in, it was illegal for women in Kentucky to buy a Sunday hat without her husband's permission.
Yeah.
It was very specific.
Don't want her to be looking sexy on Sundays.
Not on Sunday. No, don't you dare.
Okay, this is the last one I'm going to do. No sweets for adults. If you're over 14 years old, you cannot trick or treat in Chesapeake City, Virginia.
Okay.
Adults involved in the trick or treating festivities must be accompanied by a child, not only engaging in trick or treating and not engaging in trick or treating themselves. However, the under 14s are totally free from restriction. And I'm getting so drunk I can hardly talk. Wait a minute. And they will have a 8 p.m. curfew, the under 14s. That wasn't even funny. I messed that up.
No, that actually sounds like a reasonable law.
Are they passing out shots at Halloween in this area?
So wait, 14.
If you're
over 14.
If you're over 14,
okay,
you can't go trick or treating.
Okay.
Unless you're like walking a kid around to be.
Who's walking a kid around at 14? Oh my god.
No. Like your 2-year-old. You can be an adult.
It'd be going like you trick or treating
with your kids.
Yes, but I'm saying if you're 14 years old,
if you're over 14, you cannot trick or treat.
Okay, period.
Unless you're walking around a 2-year-old.
Unless you're walking around a 2-year-old.
Adults involved in the trick or treating festivities must be accompanied by a child.
Okay, so what's the adult age? Is it over 14?
Apparently.
Okay, all right. Well.
So if you have a 15-year-old kid, they can go take this younger sibling trick or treating.
14-year-old.
No, a 15-year-old.
If you have a 15-year-old, they can take their younger sibling.
14-year-old.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a crazy law.
No, the law says if you're over 14. So if you're 15, you can take a younger sibling trick or treating, but you cannot trick or treat yourself. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. And that's it.
I would love to meet the officer accountable for enforcing said law.
Yes.
Just like my last episode. I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. We have so many questions all
the
the time.
The Halloween thing kind of is important because in
It is.
South Louisiana, adults kind of go from house to house taking shots while the kids get Hershey's Kisses.
So when I lived in Florida, we called it trick or beer. We didn't call it trick or treat.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing where I was from. My neighborhood's great. I mean, they hand out like full-size Snickers bars.
It's because you're in the rich neighborhood.
I go to the rich neighborhood. I'm not in it, but I will walk to it.
So, Thomas, thank you so much for doing this with me.
This was great, as usual. This was awesome.
Harold?
I love it. I can't wait to come back again for part 3.
Hey, man. Wait, anytime. I'm ready.
This was a good, juicy one. I'm still curious on what happened to Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he just got pissed off, lost his lawsuit, and then was like, well, what are you going to do?
I think you should go on Web Sleuths and post that question. They'll probably be able to find it out.
I don't want to get involved with web sleuths. My wife might have a
Your
problem with web sleuth.
username should be DD Moore.
DD Moore.
Yeah.
DD Moore part 2.
But spell it D period because she spelled hers DEE.
There you go. There you go. That would give people insight. At least the web sleuths that were interested in this story.
Yes.
It would give them insight to what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Harold, thank you for camera switching.
Absolutely.
And
as always.
Thank you for holding a mic and interjecting when you felt it was important.
Thank you for not being on the camera.
I could do.
Yeah.
And guys, if you like the story and you want to help support the show, go to Patreon/grits, Patreon/grits. Also, we're on TikTok and some other social medias, and go to Facebook, the Grits Group, Family, Friends, and Fans, the Effers, and ask to join. That's a place where you can post and we can post and we can all be a community together. So, anything else, Thomas?
I think we covered it all for this episode.
Do you want to say hey to your mom or anything?
Oh, hi, Mom.
Okay. All right. We love y'all. Tell your mom and them to listen. We're going to let Zydeco Mike take us out.